I'm still so fat according to this scale of whatever, and I feel horrible. But like that validation of like, this is who you are, know your body, stick to what you know, because no doctor lives in your skin.
Hi, I'm Sabrina, and this is Talk Plaques Surgery, where we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And today, I have on someone who went abroad and had a good experience with some complications, but overall, we're happy, right?
Very happy.
Yes. So without further ado, please welcome my guest, Diana.
Yay!
Yes, welcome. And
Thank
so,
you.
what procedure did you have done?
So I've had a couple. First round was a type of gastric bypass, and then cosmetic wise, I've had a tummy tuck 360 or a lower body lift per se is what they're calling it, and then I had boob implants.
Oh, that's right. You had the body lift with the breast implants. And did you do a breast lift?
No breast lift, so my boobs are still a little deformed.
So little deformed.
They are. They're a little deformed still, but it's okay because they still look nice. So.
They still look nice, exactly. And so, where did you go and have your surgery done?
I went to Tijuana, Mexico.
Awesome. And so, when you were deciding to go to TJ to have your surgery, what made you decide to go there?
So since I had major weight loss, I was looking for somebody that would do a good job with reconstruction. Because plastic surgery and then reconstructive plastic surgery, two totally different things.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And then everybody that I looked up here in the US were very, very expensive. I got ridiculous quotes where I'm like, not even in a lifetime. I'd probably take that money, put it into a house, because that was like very close.
Like, how much were they wanting to charge you here in the States?
One doctor from Arizona was charging, I think, 80,000 for everything I wanted at like from start to finish, not just the two things that I wanted. And I was like, oh. So when I started getting quotes from TJ and from other parts of Mexico, it was like around 25,000-30,000 start to finish. So the price range was very, very different.
Yeah. And so, did you pay 30,000 for the body lift and the implants?
No, I paid a little less than 20,000 for those two things.
Incredible. And did they also do lipo?
They did a little bit of lipo where needed, but not too much because my doctor doesn't like to do lipo with a 360 just because of the whole tissue, blood flow. He doesn't want to risk the complications of necrosis or anything else going wrong.
Yeah, very true, very true. Even with tummy tucks, like a lot, that's why most surgeons won't do lipo on the front for if you just had a tummy tuck, because it can cause necrosis and you can lose your belly button. We don't want to lose the belly button.
Oh no.
Did you lose your belly button?
No. And that's one of the major things is look at the belly button to see if they're a good surgeon or not. Because it's like a little thing, like it's like non-existent. I didn't want that either. So
Oh, that's right. Exactly. And so when you were going to TJ, how did you get there?
So I ended up having my mom drive me down. She stayed with me throughout my whole recovery in DJ, and then she drove me home after like I think I was there for like 8 or 9 days.
Oh, wow. Oh, so then you drove from Vegas all the way to TJ?
Yes.
And so then how was the drive back?
So I slept pretty much the whole way. I had a boppy underneath. I was like propped up with pillows. My feet were up on the dash. We probably stopped like twice so I could get up and like walk a little.
Yeah.
But other than that, I told her, I was like, hey, let's leave at 2, 3 in the morning and we'll be home, no traffic, no nothing. And that's what we did.
Wow. And so when you were staying there, did the surgeon offer like a hotel stay included with the surgery?
So, yes, there was either going through his company for recovery or going through somebody else. And I decided to go with whoever he's affiliated with.
Wow. And so how was meeting your surgeon?
It was great. I was a little worried because I've heard many stories like, "Oh, I didn't even get to meet him before my surgery or whatever." And no, he was great. He came in the day before. He marked me up. Any questions that I had, any questions my mom had, he answered them. He was completely honest to the point where it may be too much, but it was fantastic. I loved it.
Needed, right? Especially
Yes.
with the maid. This is also, by the way, the hardest surgery to heal from. It really is. It's one of the hardest surgeries to heal from. You're literally cut 360 around, 360 tummy tuck or body lift. And it is such a major surgery that you want your surgeon to be there and ask you questions. And like those surgeons that you said you've heard, like they barely meet them. I know a lot of those surgeons here in the States that do that. So now, after you met your surgeon, how was going in to the surgery?
It was great. So, I think he marked me up the night before. They came in for me in the morning. They're like, "You're," I think I was number 1 on the list for the day. They caved
Ooh.
it in. Yeah, they took me back, in a wheelchair. Totally cool. It was very clean. It was a hospital, like, outpatient hospital. It was great. Honestly, like, from 1 to 10, it was an 11. It was but then again, I had a couple of surgeries out of the US, and I would totally do all of my surgeries out of the US. Like, it was fantastic. Like, the care, everything. Everything was amazing.
Wow. And so I'm guessing you were put under, right? Did you go
Yes.
under general anesthesia?
Yes.
And so how was waking up from anesthesia?
I was in quite a bit of pain, but not, like, ridiculous. I don't know. I always go I o for any surgery that I've had, I always go in prepared for the worst, hoping for the best. So when I woke up, I was in some pain, but I was like, "It's okay. Pain's pain." Like, my body just went under, like, major surgery. Uh, like, they cut a bunch of skin off of me. Like, I'm sure my
Yes.
body is, like, reacting to this. But it was fine. Like, they came in, then they put the pain pump on me and, whatever. So it wasn't that bad. In my opinion, it wasn't that bad.
That wow, that's incredible. And so how far was where you were staying from the surgery center?
It was, like, maybe a 2-minute drive at the most. It was
Oh, that's
super close.
awesome.
Yes,
And did they provide a driver?
they did.
Oh, even better.
Even better.
And if you're going abroad, that's honestly what you want. That's what you want, Like or you take someone like you took your mom.
Right.
Always take someone with you so that you know that you got that like support. I was thinking about
Yes.
the dog. Like what do they call those dogs?
Yes, yes, yes.
Like an emotional support human for
Absolutely.
yourself.
Absolutely.
And so now when you got back to your place, how was that first day out of surgery?
So out of surgery, being in the hospital, I was there overnight. So that whole first day
Oh, you stayed in
and
the
that night,
hospital overnight?
yes, they kept me overnight, and then they didn't take me to the hotel till the next day. So it was like
Oh,
pretty much
wow.
24-hour care in the hospital. I can say this, the nurses at the hotel were way better than the nurses at the hospital.
Oh, why do you say that?
I think I don't know if it's the whole that's what they do all day at the hospital, that they don't, like, patient I wouldn't say they don't care, but they're just kinda rough. So when they took the bandages off of me, they were like, "Okay, we need to move you to, like, take the bandages off and then put new ones on." I was like, "Okay." They, like, just, rolled me
They
over when I was like it's like when they, like, dump you in, like, cold water and you can't breathe, that's how I felt. They're like, "Breathe." I was like, "I literally can't. I'm in so much pain. You're just moving me like I'm a rag doll."
yeah,
So
like I'm cut 360.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Oh my god.
The other nurses were fantastic. They're like, "We'll go at your pace, take your time, don't worry." But the nurses at the hospital were like, "No, we gotta go. Let's go."
They're probably like, "Oh, we got another surgery.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
Get out of here." But wow, so then how was that first night in the hospital then?
It was good. I don't remember much. I was in and out. The anesthesia, that was some good drugs that they had me on. So I was in and out, slept well. Next day, ready to go. But could barely walk, but
So that's normal.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's normal.
And so did they do muscle repair
Yes.
also?
Muscle repair as well.
Wow. Did he tell you like how
No,
many inches apart your muscles were?
he didn't tell me, but he was like, I could feel it. I could totally feel that muscle repair. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't."
You can't breathe,
I
right?
got yeah, I felt like I was wearing a corset, like, inside my body, and I was like, "This is the weirdest feeling ever."
And they do call it that, the internal corset.
Yes.
Yes, to help
Yes.
snatch everything up. Awesome. So then how was staying in TJ?
It was great. The hotel was amazing. I don't know about the staff, but, like, the nurses, concierge service, they were all fantastic. I have no complaints whatsoever. And then my mom was there.
Yeah.
So, the only complaint I have is my mom snoring at night where I couldn't sleep, but, other than that, I was just like, "You do you, boo."
I know.
I was like,
No,
"I'm recovering, but you're sleeping very well."
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, at least that means mom had a good time then
She
too,
did,
right?
she
She had a
did.
great time.
Yeah.
Aw. And so then when you guys were coming back from TJ, oh, well, actually, wait, did they do massages on you
They did.
in TJ?
Yes.
And how were the massages that they were doing over there?
They were good. I was a little scared because I spoke to you prior to my surgery, and you're like, make sure they don't do it through the incision, blah, blah. So I was a little scared because I didn't know how the massages were there. I had only heard about the massages in general in Mexico. They do it through the incision, they're very painful, yada, yada. So when the girl came in, she was fantastic. She was like, she undid my faja. She did the massage. I was like, oh, okay, this doesn't hurt. Like, it was uncomfortable, but it didn't hurt. So I was like, "Okay, cool."
And she didn't push fluid out of your incisions?
No,
Okay, good.
absolutely not.
You know what? That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, you did meet with me. Literally, we
Yep,
did a
yep.
pre-op.
Yes.
Wow, so you actually did your due diligence
Yes.
before going and
Yes, I
having your
did.
surgery. Wow, that's incredible. And so when was your surgery again?
November of 22.
Are you serious?
Yes.
November of 22?
Yes.
It's been that long?
It's been that long. Yes. November 14th of 22.
That's
It
crazy.
is.
That's like 3 years ago now.
Almost.
Oh my god, time is flying by like
Yeah.
crazy. So now, when you got back to the States, we saw each other pretty quickly, right?
Yes.
And so how was everything with your incision?
It went pretty okay. Well, like I said, once again, I prepare for the worst. So when the back wasn't really closing up correctly, I didn't freak out or anything, but it took me a while to close up completely. I think it took me, I want to say 3 months to fully close up. And then my
That's right.
drains didn't come out until week 16 or 17 because I was literally on my way to the hospital for something completely different. And I was pulling out my last drain because I didn't want to go into a hospital here with the drain because I knew they were gonna make
A huge thing.
yes. So
Wow. So how long did you keep the drains in for?
till January, second week of January.
Wow. So like almost like 16 weeks then.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And so at what week did you start to experience the complication?
That's a good question. I don't really remember because it was my back, so I don't really remember when it started. I think you were the first one to bring it up, like, "Hey, I
Yeah.
think you have a bit of a problem." And I started taking pictures, but I think it was probably like within a month, month and a half
That's
where we
right.
started seeing where it wasn't like fully closing and it was getting a little ugly.
Yes. And so how many inches do you think your back opened up?
It was probably a good 3 inches
Yes.
fully.
Yup.
And then the height of it was probably like a good inch
Yeah.
at the biggest. Yes.
Yeah, and so what happened was when you get a 360 tummy tuck, one of the biggest complications that is possible to happen is your incision opening. Even with tummy tucks, even with breast lifts, anything with a big incision, that is the complication that you got to watch out for. So, with Diana, her back incision that was going like this started to open. And when it started to open, what like vase of action that you decided to take?
I ended up seeing or speaking to a wound specialist online. She told me what to do, started taking care of it, started, cutting whatever needed to be cut out, putting the bandages correctly. Meta honey was a lifesaver.
Yep, Meta Honey.
Yeah, and then I think I had like a couple more holes around my incision, but those weren't bad and they weren't white or yellow or anything, so it was fine.
Yeah.
But that back one did take a while and it got pretty gross at some point.
Yeah, and so what did she advise you to do to get your back incision to completely close?
Um, she told me to give it a rest and to do Meta Honey. and on top of the like put a good slab of Meta Honey on there and then put a bandage over it and then change that out. I think we started at twice a day. And then as it progressed, we started laying off and then do the wet to dry. And then finally everything came out and it was just keeping it covered and pretty and it eventually closed up. You can't say
Oh,
it's a pretty scar, but it's as long as it closed up, I don't, you know, everything can
yeah.
be fixed later.
Yeah. And so when you were going through all of that, how did you feel? Like
Um,
emotionally?
I wasn't that bad. It was annoying. That for sure. It was annoying. The bandages, cleaning it, putting more stuff on, all of that. It just got annoying because it took me a while because I was doing it. I just I'm a control freak, so I
Yeah,
didn't have
yeah,
any.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I remember that. I
No.
remember that.
I
Yeah.
didn't have anybody helping me. My mom could have helped me, my cousin could have helped me, but I was like, "No, I'm gonna do it by myself." Unless they had to like literally pull and like cut.
Yeah.
It was just me doing it. So it would take me like a good 20 to 30 minutes from start to finish. And then that's if I didn't shower. If I did shower, that was like a whole hour to 2 hour process. Cause if anybody's had cosmetic surgery, taking a shower is so draining. It's like literally running a marathon. It's tiring for some weird reason. So it was a process.
Oh my God, we've never talked about that on here actually. Yeah.
Really? Showering
Wow. Yeah. So
is
so how is showering when you're going through plastic
So
surgery?
my very first shower, the nurses showered me at the hotel. And I literally did nothing but sit there and I was still exhausted after that shower. Like exhausted. Like I was like, I gotta sit down. Like I was out of breath. And she's like, okay, here, sit down. She pulled the chair out for me. And I was like, no, like I can't breathe. Like I'm so out of breath. I feel like I just ran for like a mile or something. She's like, it's normal. Your body is tired. You're exhausted. That, the steam and everything that's going on. And I was like, okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, it like that very first shower was so exhausting. And then it got better. And then I started showering myself. And of course, like can't bend over, you can't move back. And I was like, I'm not gonna have a stool or anything inside the shower with me. I'm gonna do it all by myself. That yeah.
Which probably it would have been better to have the stool.
Yes, it probably would
Yeah.
have.
That's the stubbornness coming
It's
out,
a
right? The
stubbornness.
stubbornness guy.
I ended up getting one because I was like, okay, I can't stand up straight because you can't stand up straight. So I
No,
was
you
just
can't.
like, I need a stool, and I would start, slowly but little showering myself completely, and it was a whole process because
Wow.
you have the drains hanging from you, so you have to like maneuver yourself and figure it out and like get clean. I don't know. I don't know. People don't wash every inch of themselves, but I do. So I'm just like, how do I do this? How do I do this?
I know. Oh my God, that does sound draining.
It's
That
very
sounds like hella draining. Like, oh my gosh. And so when you got back to the States and you started experiencing the complication, how long did it take for you to actually feel normal?
I didn't feel so my process was a little different because I ended up having stomach issues. I think it was a stomach ulcer. I'm not sure. But I had to have blood infusions. I was in the hospital here in the US for 4 to 5 days.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, so my process was a little bit complicated in the sense that I have other complications going on with my stomach. So that just made me feel so horrible because I woke up one day vomiting blood and it was just crazy. And I was like, oh my God, is this because of surgery? And your mind goes crazy thinking they did something to me. Oh my God, they cut out a kidney or something.
The kidney. Did they?
No.
But you
never know.
I know. And you went to the hospital, right?
Yes, I went to the hospital,
Yeah.
fainted at the hospital. I fainted at home like twice and nobody knew because I
Yeah.
didn't want to worry anybody. So my complications were with other complications. So I didn't feel good about anything until March, April of 23.
Wow.
Yeah, it took me a while to feel normal, to walk like I was normal, to get back into the game of life. But
And you had it in September of
I had it in
2022?
November of 22.
Oh, November of 2022. So like 6 months. Six,
Six-ish.
like six,
Yes.
6 months. Wow.
Yeah.
See, and that's even like dealing with the complication, dealing with the stomach issues, dealing
Yes.
with the drains. Wow. And that's actually pretty fast.
Yeah.
But it's also normal. Like 6 months is generally when people do start to feel better.
Yes.
But you did handle it like a champ. You did make it seem easy dealing with that giant complication that happened because it is scary.
It is.
I was more scared. I was more scared.
It's just preparing for anything going wrong. Honestly, I wasn't gonna make a big deal out of it. My mom was like freaking out. She's like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "It's fine." She's like, "But what are you doing?" I was like, "I'm ripping my drain out because they're gonna give me a hard time here. So let's just go to the hospital."
Yeah.
And then after they saw my wounds in the back, that's when all the questions started happening of where'd you get surgery? What was this? When was it? Who'd you go with? It was out of the country. Oh my God, we can't touch you. And then, all of those things that happen, which is so stupid because if I'm in urgent care, if I'm in the emergency room for my stomach, like my back has nothing to do with it. Like I don't it got complicated in the sense of like all of the questions, nobody wants to touch you when you're here, which is stupid because you
100%.
still need medical care. So yeah, it's stupid, it's complicated, and I don't know what else. But I
I know.
actually think I lied and said I didn't. I think I told him I had surgery here somewhere. I think I said Miami or something because I didn't want to deal with the whole like, oh, you want to out of the country. But my
Yeah.
full gastro doctor, I told him I was like, I went to DJ. Is what I had done and bypassing in DJ as well. He's like, oh my god. He's like, I'd go to DJ too. So he was amazing. He was amazing. Yeah. But the
Same,
nurses and everybody else were like, "Oh, no." They were so scared to touch me, like, I was gonna blow up or something, I don't know. That's weird.
I know. Hey, and look at you now.
Yeah.
And look
Oh
at
my
you
god.
now. And so, how do you feel about your results now that you're like 3 years post op?
My results, they're amazing. I'm in love with everything. I've gained a couple pounds, but that's on me. But I'm ready for round 2. Hopefully, I can do round 2 maybe in the next year or so.
Wow, what is round 2?
Round 2 is my legs 'cause I have lipedema. So I need to do that, but I also need to get rid of the excess and my arms. Maybe I'll do an upper body lift. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Cause like I hate how my legs look so much wider than my waist. Like a lot of people are like, oh, you can tell you have plastic surgery. Blah, blah, blah. And be like, actually the butt and the hips and the legs, those are mine. Like I
Yeah, and
literally
that's actually because of
excess
the
skin on my
that's
stomach.
because of the lipedema.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And so, do you know if like wanting to go and get your legs done and your arms done, do you think you want to go to a lipedema specialized surgeon?
I do, and I've been looking a couple up. They're pretty much all in, like, Europe, so
Yeah, yeah.
I might be doing that, I'm not sure, but then again, I don't know if I wanna get the lipo for lipedema first and then the excess skin removal on my legs, I'm not sure, I need to think that out correctly, but yeah, I'm ready for round 2, so whatever comes first, I'm ready to go.
And I got your back.
Yeah. I'll be coming back.
Yes, yes, yes. And on that note, let's start some rapid fire questions. Yay! Okay, so for question number 1, if you could do anything different, what would you do?
I would've done it sooner.
You would have done it sooner?
Sooner, yes.
Like how soon?
The moment I started feeling uncomfortable with my stomach.
Oh, and so how soon was that?
After I lost the first 100 pounds. So I waited till I lost 150 pounds. And then they tell you, like, oh, you need to wait a year. I don't remember. 18 months is what they tell you after you lose weight. And I was just like, I waited, I think, 2 years to even start looking into plastics and who I'm going to go with. I should have done it sooner. I should have just done everything sooner because I felt very uncomfortable with all of my loose skin, the fupa, the belly. It was just
Yeah.
very uncomfortable at that point. So I was like, I should have done this sooner, but it's okay.
But you did it now.
I did it. I did it.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. And and everything in its due time.
Right.
Because look, you still did it.
Yeah.
You still did it. You still did your research. So beautiful. All right. For question number 2, if you could give advice to somebody who wants to get plastic surgery abroad, what advice would you give them?
Look into every and any doctor that you're recommended, social media that comes to your mind. Anybody you're planning on having, even if you don't go with them, look into them, ask people questions, people that actually had surgery with them, and not just the good reviews. Try and look up the worst review and see what is a worst review because sometimes people will write horrible reviews And it really had nothing to do with the doctor. Like my complication, I know it had nothing to do with my surgeon. People heal differently. It's the back. And he told me, he was like, the back is the hardest thing to recover from for blood flow.
Yeah.
Just watch out for that. Like when I tell you he answered everything and was very honest, I was so thankful and grateful. So look into everybody, talk with them, have a phone call with them, have a video call with them. Don't just rely on sending them pictures and then they give you a code. Call them if you need to call them. That's my suggestion. But do that with the doctors here too. There's horrible doctors.
Bingo. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so now, for my last question, do you feel like the massages are a huge part of the aftercare?
Absolutely. Like right now, I should probably have a massage after this interview because oh my god.
100%. 100%. Yes.
Like I should have kept up with my massages, but life keeps going and it's hard fitting in massages all the time, every single week, every other week. But
Yeah.
I wrote you that the other day. I was like, I really need another massage.
And you're 3 years.
Yeah.
Like you've been graduated. You've been graduated. You were with me actually longer than most people are, because even after your back incision closed and we were starting to do more sculpting and we did a lot of stretching, we
Yeah.
did scar tissue therapy too. Like you stayed with me for like almost a whole year.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to say it was like a whole year. And you trust me, and when you get to this graduation phase, you only need massages as needed, like once a month, once a quarter, whatever your body needs, because you have lipedema though.
Yes. So it makes a
That's
big
where
difference. Yes.
That's where it's a little different. But we're gonna talk about that next time, because Diana is gonna come back on the show and we're gonna do a whole other segment on weight loss. And actually, I want to talk about lipedema.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing. That's a big thing, and I've actually seen a lot more patients with it. And so, on that note, one last question that I ask everybody who comes on the show: if you have any advice to give to somebody who wants to have plastic surgery, what advice would you give?
Know your body. One, like I had never had validation of my body, of my skeletal system, whatever you want to call it, until I went to my surgeon in TJ. I don't even know if I could say his name, but he was just amazing. He saw me and he was like, "Look, you're never gonna be skinny." And I looked at him, I was like, "Okay, thank you." He's like, "Your body frame is not that." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Thank you." I've lived with this body my whole life. Even when I wasn't overweight, doctors told me I was overweight.
Yeah.
So I was like, thank you for the validation of like my body is normal. It's literally just my frame, how I hold the fat, where it goes to, and everything. And he's like, you're never gonna be skinny. So if you think you're even with cosmetic surgery, he's like, you're never gonna get there. Your rib cage is wide, you have a wide back. Like he's like, look at your wrist. He's like, you have big wrists. He's like,
Yeah.
it's just your frame. And I was like, thank you. Absolutely. Like, thank you 100%. He's like, the BMI you are at right now, he's like, that's not your real BMI. He's like, it's not because I can see your body frame. He's like, so just relax. So that's it. Know your body. Stick to what you know, because no doctor lives in your skin.
Yeah.
You live in your skin. So if you
Exactly.
really believe this is my body, this is where it's gonna be, don't listen to anybody like, oh, you still need to lose so much weight and blah blah blah. Because I went into surgery at 230 pounds. And my BMI was supposed to, I don't even know what my BMI was, but I looked at my BMI and I was like, after losing 150 pounds, I'm still so fat according to this scale of whatever. And I feel horrible. But like that validation of like, this is who you are. He even told me, he's like, you should be at 135 pounds. He's like, you're not going to get there.
Yeah.
Even my gastro doctor in TJ told me, you probably won't get there. So go to the weight where you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So absolutely. Best advice is know your body, know who you are, and stick to that. Other than that,
I
people are
love
gonna,
that.
yeah.
Honestly, I love that. And I don't think anyone has actually said that on the show, because it's so true. Don't go to the surgeon that is only posting toothpicks
Yeah.
when you have a wider skeletal and think you're going to get the toothpick body when you just anatomically don't have that.
Yeah.
And when patients come to me looking for a surgeon and I give my recommendations on who I think would be a good fit for them, that's the first thing I say. Go to someone that you see that they're working on people that look like you.
Yes.
And thank you so much for coming on the show. This has been such a wonderful segment. I love it. My abroad segment. So on that note, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the push notifications for all things plastic surgery. Bye.